Είμαι ο Σκευός και σήμερα δεν ξέρω γιατί, αλλά αποφάσισα να καθίσουμε να δούμε μερικά βιντεάκια που μου φαίνονται εμένα ενδιαφέροντα και να το κάνουμε έτσι από εδώ και πέρα. Λοιπόν, θα δω ένα βιντεάκι μαζί σας για μια υπόθεση φόνου στην Αμερική. Και θα δούμε μάλλον, δεν το έχω δει, μαζί θα το δούμε, και επειδή είναι στα αγγλικά θα σταματάω καμιά φορά να κάνω καμιά μικρή μετάφραση με τα λίγα αγγλικά που ξέρω, για να δούμε πώς θα πάει και αυτό. Και επειδή είναι η πρώτη προσπάθεια, ελπίζω να μην πάει τόσο χάλια όσο νομίζω. Το βίντεο ονομάζεται «Η ανάκριση ενός πατέρα που σκότωσε το παιδί του μέσω πείνας». Wow, ωραίο. Πάμε και βλέπουμε.
20s have been behind bars months longer than their daughter was alive.
This video contains the interrogation of a man who starved his infant daughter to death. Child Protective Services became concerned with the home of Seth Welch and Tatiana Fasari as early as 2014. The presence of THC was found in the system of their newborn child, but nothing further was done at the time. The couple managed to avoid further scrutiny by never taking their children in for medical care. This worked for them until 2018.
Αυτός είναι ο πατέρας, αυτή είναι η μάνα, έχουν βρει νεκρό το παιδί, δεν το έχουν πάει λέει ποτέ σε γιατρούς. Τι άλλο εδώ. Πάμε κάτω αυτό.
When the death of their youngest daughter, Mary, became the focus of a police investigation. Mary was nearly a year old, yet she weighed...
Ούτε ενός χρονών το παιδάκι. Και το τρομακτικό είναι ότι δείχνουν τα πάντα εδώ. Φωτογραφίες, βίντεο, ονόματα, τοποθεσίες.
Only 8 pounds. The county sheriff testified that the family home was unhygienic during the initial investigation. He cited evidence of vermin, insects, and mold. The doctor who performed the autopsy...
Μες στο σπίτι βρήκαν μουχλά, ζωήφια, καταστασία.
Autopsy stated that the infant was suffering from chronic malnutrition, which he believed was caused by the withholding of food and water.
Τώρα πώς μπορεί να πεις ότι έχει χρόνια, δεν το ταΐζανε για χρόνια, ενώ το παιδί δεν είναι ούτε ενός έτους. Δηλαδή με το ζόρι το ταΐζανε, με το ζόρι το ποτίζανε. Διαφημίσεις, απαραίτητες. Ο υπέροχος Πέτρας.
Tatiana, she's taking a while to get through it, so. Let me give her a chair. Online. Seth, I don't know if you remember my name or not, it's Jason. This is my sergeant, same name, Jason, different last name.
Seth, I want to talk, I wasn't in on when you guys are speaking. I'd like to just get some background information just on your marriage, all that kind of stuff, if you're going to be doing that. I know earlier you talked to these guys in the car and they advised you of your rights. Just due to the simple fact that we're sitting in the sheriff's department interview room, those same rights still apply. Do you remember those rights?
Μέχρι τώρα τίποτα, απλά αυτό που μου αρέσει είναι ότι ο τρόπος που κάνουν την ανάκραση, τον έχουν βάλει στη γωνία, πάντα λέει απέναντι από την πόρτα έτσι ώστε να νιώθει εγκλωβισμένος του έχω διαβάσει τα δικαιώματά του.
You want me to read them to you again? Was the card that they shown to you before the same card as this? I'll stick that in front of you just as a refresher so you have them if you need them, but I'm sorry you're going through this, I told you that earlier, but how long have you, is it Tatiana, right? I keep
Tatiana.
Tatiana. How long have you guys been married?
Τατιάνα είναι το μωρό.
How long we've been married for? Like 3 years.
Λάθος, Τατιάνα είναι η γυναίκα.
I think
Okay.
we've been together since September 2011.
Και
Okay.
είναι
And
μαζί
are
από το 11
your guys' children? Okay.
και έχουν πολλά παιδιά.
I am very anti-medical industry.
Είναι ενάντια στα φαρμακευτικές εταιρείες.
She coughed one time, and so they said that they had to keep her under observation for 72 hours to make sure she didn't have a breathing problem. She didn't have a breathing problem. She coughed one time to clear some birth fluid out of her lungs.
Right.
And they kept us under observation for 72 hours.
Oh, wow, you're paying for it?
Of course, yeah, the bill is about...
Το μόνο πρόβλημα, λέει, που είχε το παιδάκι ήταν πριν κάποιους μήνες, το είχαν πάει σε νοσοκομείο, έμεινε για 72 ώρες επί επιτήρηση και πλήρωσε 15.000.
Make a fraudulent CPS claim and actually forge paperwork and stuff like that. And I tried to make a complaint about it, but nobody listens.
That was also more of a get-rich scheme, wasn't it? Kind of
Yeah.
like I'm gonna make some money off from a product that someone really doesn't need.
Yes. He issued 2 separate flavors.
Job to ensure that infants are receiving the
Time we changed doctors, they called CPS on us just for changing doctors, because the doctor we were seeing was all the way in Byron Center.
Most people have had at least one negative experience with the medical industry, especially in the area of expense. However, it is their job to ensure that infants are receiving the proper care. And when parents set off red flags that may not be the case, certain steps have to be taken.
From Cedar Springs. So they called CPS on us because we changed doctors and didn't give them enough notice. Or
Didn't give who enough notice?
I'm done with medical stuff.
Είχε γίνει σημείωση πάνω σε αυτούς ότι και καλά άλλαξαν γιατρούς ξαφνικά χωρίς να ειδοποιήσουν.
We're home birthing. It's
the way to go anyways, isn't it? And everything was kind of okay, but there was, both of you had done some research and you weren't too keen on immunizations. And then come along the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You guys wanted to get a second opinion on the helmet, so
Το κράνος
you don't need anything. And so you chose not to get a helmet, and then that's kind of when the CPS referral came along, and the failure to thrive type referral, if this is sounding correct.
υποθέτω μήπως
Rapidly for the first year in both length and weight. At the time of Mary's death, she was 10 months old and still weighed the same as a newborn infant. This lack of growth indicates an underlying health problem, neglect, or a combination of both factors.
Like exactly the same?
και καλά το μωρό όταν πέθανε ήταν σε κατάσταση λες και ήταν νεογέννητο και αυτό οφείλεται ίσως σε προβλήματα υγείας, αλλά μεγάλη πιθανότητα υπάρχει στο να είναι οι γονείς να μην το προσέχουν έτσι όπως θα έπρεπε, να μην το ταΐζουν, να μην το ταΐζουν έτσι όπως θα έπρεπε. Επίσης το κράνος που λέει, ίσως μπορεί να πρέπει να βάλει κράνος στο παιδάκι γιατί είχε κάποιο πρόβλημα και για προστασία και αυτοί δεν το δέχτηκαν.
Wow, what's the odds of that?
Yeah, and she was even earlier too. That's why I just didn't. It never, bothered me too much that she was skinny because she came out.
Yeah.
Και το ωραίο, τι να πεις, δεν τον ενοχλούσε καθόλου αυτό, γιατί το παιδί του ήταν σκίνη, αδύνατο και έτσι βγήκε. Και το λέει τώρα αυτός ο τυπάς που είναι έτσι χυμένος πάνω στην καρέκλα.
So, Annie, when did it like dawn on you that she's thin?
Oh, just when she came out, or she had just been up pacing around all night, and then baby started sliding out. And things are a lot easier when you do them at home, I'll tell you what.
Well, yeah, you don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah, and the position they put you in the hospital is very, just bad medicine, just whatever.
What position are you at home?
And you just stand up.
Do you really?
Yeah, the gravity just shoots the baby right now. They don't have you up, facing upward, pushing against the gravity. It makes no sense.
No, it actually wouldn't make sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
Never seen it. So you have to just kind of be under there, like you're like the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got up there. She was late for the delivery. She checked over the baby, said she's healthy.
Is that what she does? A midwife, they kind of tie off their tubes or whatever it is they have to do, and
yes, they do the dirty work that anybody could do. It's just.
Νομίζω είπε ότι τα παιδιά του τα γέννησαν σπίτι, γιατί είπαμε δεν πιστεύουν στα νοσοκομεία, στην υγεία, δεν το πιστεύουν. Και πιστεύει ότι καλύτερα είναι να γεννά στο σπίτι λόγω της βαρύτητας, ότι το παιδί κάνει και πέφτει κάτω. Ενώ στο νοσοκομείο που η γυναίκα είναι ανάποδα, ανάσκελα και καλά δουλεύει ενάντια στη βαρύτητα και είναι γελίο αυτό, ναι.
A lot of us aren't willing to do it, but yeah, really they mop up the blood and they go over like your check sheet.
If Tatiana went to Meyer, and that was in case she needed to latch on,
yeah.
So, because with the other two, Tatiana would leave a food source at home because she was working
When she would go to the farmer's market for farm produce business. But last year we did that. She took both kids with her pretty much every time.
Okay.
Where I couldn't go to market anymore, so I stayed home.
Stay home, work on the farm.
Από ό,τι κατάλαβα από τα συμφραζόμενα έχουν άλλα δύο παιδιά.
So feeding the children has never been a real part of your responsibility.
A little bit. I've been feeding like her dinner. I feed her tons of solid food. I feed her 3 or 4 of those Gerber cups. And she just wolfs them right down, no problem.
Were you guys buying solid food or making solid food?
Both.
Okay. What were you making?
If we made anything, it was just like sweet potatoes grinded up and she made the baby.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So basically, we were only going to let her was eating solid foods, just fine.
Yep.
So I would say April.
Okay. And then that was supplementing nursing with.
Starting at 6 months, you're supposed to transition it in, and then by 2 years old, the kids are supposed to be
okay. All right.
Off the teat.
So, I'm sorry.
Tatiana.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
That's my mistake. Tatiana would work, and when she started working, she started with fewer hours. She started working 4-hour shifts, I think it was.
Yeah, like 3-4 days a week. Yeah.
And then she moved up to now she's working
basically full time.
Was it like 3? Oh.
Λέει ότι και καλά η Τατιάνα δουλεύει full time 8 ώρα, υποθέτω. Αλλά αυτός είπε ότι δεν δουλεύει. Okay.
3 to 11.
Okay. When did that begin? You remember about when-ish?
July 4th.
Okay. So starting July 4th, did more of the responsibilities of
Welch is being evasive with his answers. There is no possible way that he wouldn't know if he was feeding Mary more than his wife. She was working the majority of the day, so by default, he would have the baby in his care. Babies are on feeding schedules, and parents know exactly when and what they are being fed.
Καμιά φορά σταματάει για να μας δώσει μια ανάλυση και καμιά φορά που κόβεται ο ήχος είναι και καλά κάποια στοιχεία που δεν πρέπει να βγουν στη δημοσιότητα. Τώρα αυτός εδώ είπε ότι το λογικό είναι ότι ο πατέρας από τη στιγμή που ήταν σπίτι αυτός θα έπρεπε να ξέρει πότε τρώει το παιδί. Ενώ η γυναίκα που έλειπε από τις 3 μέχρι τις 11 δεν θα ξέρα.
Yeah, I guess so.
So from 3 p.m., because I know obviously when Tatiana was there, and she would nurse her, did she leave you bottles of breast milk to nurse her, or did you not nurse?
No, we just had, that's when I would give her solid food.
Okay. So she would leave work at 2:30-ish, I'm assuming, and
But what the normal schedule is Tatiana puts baby down at 2:30. I've got some time to like kind of let my brain simmer down, get up and work in the morning.
Yeah.
So let my brain have some time to simmer down, kids have quiet time, and then they're up again by like 4:35. Or I might feed her 2 of the cups, pick her up for a half hour, walk around so the food settles, and then come back and feed her the rest, and then take her outside for like an hour, hour and a half. Then bring her back and put her back down.
so dinner time is 5.
Yeah, it was nothing too, we're not too, regulated, we're not too
Right, you're absolutely.
uptight.
Κοιμόταν, ξύπναγε, τα τάιζε, τα πότιζε, τα έπαιζε, δεν ήταν πολύ του προγράμματος.
But, yeah.
Και το ωραίο είναι, άμα μπορέσω να το βρω, να το βάλω, είδα το βίντεο και καλά που τους ανακοινώνουμε την ποινή. Την ποινή μετά το δικαστήριο, μετά όλα αυτά, την ποινή που θα φάνε. Και τους έχουν δίπλα-δίπλα και ο τρόπος που αντιδράει ο πατέρας είναι γαμό.
Yeah, generally, she'd get up, let's just say general timing, it'd be up again, 4:30 to 5. She'd eat 5:30, be back in bed by like 6:30.
Okay. And then, she'd be back in bed at 6:30, then when was the next feed?
A lot of times I think that's probably my wife breastfeeds her at night.
Oh, when she goes to work?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I wouldn't really know about that.
Because you'd usually be in bed by then?
So
Early mornings on the farm?
Yeah. So my wife might breastfeed her in the middle of the night, or breakfast time when she gets up again.
So typically speaking, that dinner meal would be because then she would sleep till your wife got home, and so that would be the last. So you have to just feed her really
Once.
Yeah. Or if she wanted to goof off a little bit before feeding, you might split that once up into twice. So at what point did you guys become concerned about her weight?
Okay, so it's always kind of been there. It's always been something that we've watched. However, it never seemed to cause, because it never did.
Το ρωτάει πότε αρχίσατε να ανησυχείτε για το βάρος του μωρού. Και με λίγα λόγια αυτός λέει πότε.
But I just know you guys are watching my words, so it never caused her. Let's put it this way: she never was sickly in any way, slow, lethargic. No health indicators that said anything was wrong, other than that she was skinny, which I just didn't let it get to me, because, like I said, very skinny. she started putting on weight recently. We really started pounding the solid food down in the last like month or so. Really making sure she gets some chickens, potatoes, cheese, stuff.
How recently was that?
Month or two.
Okay.
And
Because that's what Tatiana said, is that probably the last month or two is when you guys actually became a little concerned about the weight.
yeah, but I kind of was like, because my mom's always been honest about it. Always.
She's always on it. Get some food in this kid.
Yeah, she always says, yeah, wait, you guys feeding him? Mom, go look at the garbage. I mean, there's like, I can't feed the kid enough.
Right.
She just,
When was the last time your mom was on you about it? But that's
no,
not
here's the thing. Here's the thing. The last time my mom said something about it.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was
So you thought you were in the right direction. When was that?
last week.
Και καλά τώρα αναφέροντας ότι η μάνα του, του είχε κάνει παρατήρηση και ότι θα πρέπει να ταΐζουν περισσότερο το παιδί. Παλιότερο όμως. Αλλά την προηγούμενη εβδομάδα που αυτοί έχουν αρχίσει και προσέχουν και ταΐζουν περισσότερο το παιδί, η μάνα του είπε ότι πάνε σε καλό δρόμο.
Last week, Sunday.
Not this last Sunday, the one before that?
Yes.
Okay. And you were at your mom's, or she was at your place?
She's at our house.
And she thought that she was gaining weight?
She remarked that her cheeks seemed a lot fuller.
Okay.
Mary was at least 10 pounds underweight for her age.
10 pounds. Νομίζω 10 pounds πρέπει να είναι 3-4 κιλά. Ναι, και λέει και καλά ότι επειδή μιλάμε τώρα για βρέφος, 3-4 κιλά είναι υπερβολικά.
While this would not be a significant amount in a much older child, since factors such as height and body type come into play, for an infant, it is a sign that something is seriously wrong.
So a month or two ago, you two became concerned and started putting some proteins to her, some chickens and cheeses and whatever, just trying to bulk her up a little.
Keeps her up all morning, so she's just exhausted sometimes by the time she goes to bed. And you know, if she doesn't make a peep, if she doesn't make a sound, or if she's in there and you know everything, as far as I know, everything is fine when she's put down. I mean, I'm not inclined to wait. I slept in because I didn't sleep very well. I think I rolled out of bed like 8 to 8:30 to care of some chores, and then I lay back down, and then my wife told me she was gonna go right up the street to the neighbor's house to go get some kids. And when she came back, I woke up, and then I guess she decided, tell me Mary stuff, and that's that.
So what did you do when she told you that?
I split out of bed and raced to the room, and
So you're helpless, right? Like what? You didn't know what to do.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I could tell she was dead from looking at her.
Welsh does not react like a grieving father who has lost his child that very day. He's relaxed and happy, as if he doesn't have a care in the world. His reaction, combined with Mary's general health, is troubling.
Και καλά τώρα είπε ότι ξύπνησε το πρωί, βγήκε, έκανε 2 δουλειές. Επειδή είχε πολλά κενά, δεν κατάλαβα. Η γυναίκα του μπήκε στο δωμάτιο, βρήκε το παιδί νεκρό, το φώναξε. Αυτός πήγε, το είδε και κατάλαβε ότι ήταν νεκρό. Και ο σχολιαστής, η Φωνούλα, λέει και καλά ότι δεν δείχνει κανένα ενδιαφέρον ή κανένα στίγμα θλίψης ότι το παιδί του βρίσκεται νεκρό.
Tatiana couldn't.
She's a mom.
Right.
So, I'm used to dealing with a lot of dead bodies, but the farm.
Yeah.
Ναι, η γυναίκα του και καλά επειδή ήταν πιο ψύχρεμη, γιατί αυτή είχε δει πολλά περισσότερα νεκρά bodies, σώματα, και στην αρχή θόλωσα και λέω ότι είχαν και άλλους σκοτωμούς, αλλά υποθέτω λέει για γουρούνια, κατσίκια, αγελάδες, κότες.
So I know what they look like. That was that.
So what did Tatiana do?
She tried to do CPR.
So were you in there when she was doing, were you in the same room with her when she was trying CPR?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what were you doing?
She's the one who knows how to do all that kind of stuff, so I was looking and watching and
Just
thinking about what to do, thinking about, just trying to think about what to do next.
Η γυναίκα του προσπαθεί να κάνει CPR, αναπνευστική αναζωογόνηση, γιατί αυτή τα ξέρει αυτά τα πράγματα, και αυτός απλά κοίταγε και έβλεπε και δεν έκανε τίποτα, αλλά σκεφτόταν τι θα κάνει μετά. Τι θα κάνει μετά.
So what did you do next?
Call my dad.
Okay.
Και παίρνει τηλέφωνο τον μπαμπά του.
And then what did you tell your dad?
I don't know what to do.
What he said?
Well, I kind of figured I was supposed to call the police. I don't know. I don't have any experience with it now. Well, I didn't then. I do now.
Παίρνει τηλέφωνο τον πατέρα του για να δει τι θα κάνει. Και σκέφτηκε ότι το λογικό είναι να πάρει την αστυνομία, αλλά δεν το έκανε. Τώρα το καταλαβαίνει τώρα, αλλά τότε δεν το κατάλαβε.
So I just called him and, said, hey, should I call the police or what? I don't know how this works.
Πήρε τον πατέρα του για να το ρωτήσει να πάρει τηλέφωνο την αστυνομία.
And he said, yeah, we'll be on the way. Call them when we get there, kind of thing. It had been about an hour and some change, and I was starting to get impatient because I did not want to. I know how it looks when people wait to make a police call.
Μέχρι τώρα έχουν βρει το παιδί, είναι νεκρό, κάνει γυναίκα CPR, αυτός δεν κάνει τίποτα, βλέπει, σκέφτεται, παίρνει τον πατέρα τηλέφωνο, ο πατέρας του λέει πάρε την αστυνομία τηλέφωνο και έρχομαι, αυτός περίμενε τον πατέρα του να πάει στο σπίτι, έχει περάσει 1 ώρα από το τηλεφώνημα.
So you called prior to your...
So I got impatient and I called him. I went, are you guys here yet? Because it's like 11:05 now. I knew there was going to be a process too, so I wanted to get things going.
Yeah.
And they were in Cedar at the gas station, and they're like, yeah, we'll be there. And so then I called you guys.
So, yeah, because obviously you're an intelligent man, so obviously for us, and you just said yourself, it looks weird, right? But I'm saying you didn't know what you're doing, but in our world, we deal with this a lot, and we don't know every single person in the county and everyone's personalities.
Sure. And I wanted to just call you guys first, but I was following my legal advice, so I'm sorry if there's a problem at all. I just doing what the lawyer told me to do.
Ο πατέρας του είναι και δικηγόρος του. Νομίζω ότι απλά πήρε τον πατέρα, γεια σου πατέρα, κάτι έπαθε το παιδί μου. Αλλά αυτός προφανώς πήρε τον πατέρα του για δικαστικούς λόγους. Wow.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you I'm just confirming what you said, what's weird, you know, is that's all. We're not, like, saying that you did something horrible in those 2 hours, we're just saying that you
2 ώρες περίμενε για να πάρει την αστυνομία.
know, it's not the norm, so. So what did you guys do during the 2 hours?
Just sat there and cried.
Yeah.
Και αυτές τις 2 ώρες απλά καθόντουσαν και έκλαιγαν.
Tatiana called it her job.
Yeah.
We knew guests were coming.
Clean anything up?
Yeah, we cleaned up the house a little bit.
Why was that?
This was a mess. I knew we were going to have my parents over. So,
I'm getting after you.
so, you know, we like,
So what all the house cleaning entail?
wiping up the counter and sweeping the floor.
Και τις 2 ώρες που περίμεναν και καλά έκλαιγαν, αποφάσισαν και σηκώθηκαν και καθάρισαν τους πάγκους και το πάτωμα. Λιγάκι ύποπτο αυτό. Αλλά και από κάτι φωτογραφίες που παίξαν στην αρχή, απορώ ότι καθάρισαν.
It had been noted that the conditions were unclean.
How'd the kids handle it?
They don't really get it. They don't really get it. So,
But, Seth, here's the thing. Looking back, can't even weigh 8 pounds right now. She only 8 pounds.
okay.
I don't know, she weighs 6 pounds. I mean, she's tiny. Was that never an alarm for you? Was there never an alarm like, man, she's not where she needs to be. This is, I mean, I can see all of her bones.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I just told you in regards to that matter, so yes, there was, which is what I told you. I also generally, I don't,
Two of Welch's other children had never even seen a licensed doctor. Distrust of the medical profession is not an excuse to avoid seeking medical treatment for a child. And in light of Welch's history of abuse, this is most likely an excuse to avoid seeing any doctors that would notice the signs that the children are being neglected or abused.
I don't trust the medical system so much as other people. So when it says, oh, it needs to be this, the other, like I said, you know, I had a doctor was mutant and needed a head-shaping helmet. I was told that she was underweight, fraudulently. I know how they work, and I know they're in business, and that healthy people don't make them any money.
So that kind of skews your...
Yeah, it skews the way, it does, it changes the way that we do things a lot differently than most other people.
But looking at your daughter, looking back, you as a parent, as a father, didn't you have any concern for her, looking at her?
Yes, I did.
But you just didn't think it was concern that the medical field could fix?
One, I would say somewhat. Two, I was kind of more in that I have never encountered a health problem where basically if you don't do the right things and be patient, that it works itself out, especially with the kids. I get as we get older, there's other things. I was not happy about how thin she was, but I also, you know, have the belief that, you know, God didn't make us all, you know.
The same.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of chalked it up to that. I was not happy about how skinny she was. Just like, if you look in the house, you can see all the baby food that's potatoes with chicken and cheese, and everything matches up with what I'm saying. I guess
The presence of food in the house is meaningless if it isn't being given to the child. There's also been some speculation that Welch bought the food before the police could search the house.
Και καλά το σπίτι που πήγανε μετά και ψάξανε, υπήρχε φαγητό. Όπως λέει και ο τυπάς, ο Χοντρουλής, ότι υπήρχε φαγητό, υπήρχε chicken, υπήρχε carrots, beef, αλλά υπάρχει και καλά τότε, ναι, μπορεί να υπήρχε στο σεφτάρι, αλλά σίγουρα δεν το δίναν στο παιδάκι. Αλλά υπάρχει και το άλλο ενδεχόμενο, ότι τις 2 ώρες που περιμένανε αφού βρήκαν το πτώμα του παιδιού τους και άρχισαν και καθαρίζανε, υπάρχει και η πιθανότητα ο μπαμπάς να πήγε και να αγόρασε το φαγητό αυτό.
Did your
She was
parents,
always very healthy. She was never sick.
she answered that way.
Yeah, so it never, if she had been sickly in any way, it would have been, okay, that's it. She's sickly and skinny. But she was always just skinny.
But Seth, that's where I'm going to disagree with you. Okay? I'm a parent. I'm a father. I have 3 children. He's a father. You're a father. Okay? And I'm just being honest with you. Okay? Because I don't know how to be anything other than. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, I've been doing this job for a long time. Okay? And he'll tell you when I walked in that bedroom today. All right? I started crying. Okay? I looked at that little baby, and I looked at her for a millisecond, and I knew that she wasn't right. And I knew that she wasn't right for some time. Okay? And you're her father.
Yep. And I'll tell you, I saw her when she was dead too. She was much more gaunt when she was dead than she ever was when she was alive. I mean, I got pictures on my phone. I'm
Και καλά ο αστυνομικός με το μπλε πουκάμισο του λέει όλοι πατεράδες είμαστε, και όταν αυτός μπήκε μέσα στο δωμάτιο με το μικρό παιδάκι, έπιασε τα κλάματα και κατάλαβε αμέσως ότι το παιδάκι υπέφερε εδώ και πάρα πολύ καιρό και φαινότανε ότι είχε κάποιο πρόβλημα, ότι κάτι συμβαίνει. Και ο τυπάς λέει ναι, αφού πέθανε μάλλον μάζεψε, γιατί έχει και φωτογραφίες στο κινητό του που φαίνονται πολύ καλύτερα. Wow.
Right, but let me ask you this. When's the last time you saw that baby without any clothes on in a bath?
me. I've never given her a bath.
Okay, but you changed her diaper maybe a day and a half ago, correct? I mean, I'm not putting words in your mouth. You said that, correct? How did you not, when you looked at her a day and a half ago changing her diaper, and realize that my daughter is skin and bones? When I looked at her belly in the house, okay, and I'm not exaggerating this,
I know.
I could see the outline of her intestines through her stomach. I could see her spine completely through her back. I could see every one of her ribs through her chest.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, like I said, I'm not happy about it either. You know, you're welcome to go through my garbage and look at the baby food containers, and
Seth, here's the thing. I'm certainly not knocking on his faith. I have the same faith in the same creator that you have. Does your faith prevent you from allowing you to use medical services?
No.
So you would use medical services, or you would not? So it's just your experience that prevents you, not your faith.
No, in some ways, like for example, on the immunization, it started out with a rational concern.
Ο αστυνόμος με τον μπλε λέει ότι όχι απλά φαινόντουσαν τα κόκαλα, αλλά φαινόντουσαν ακόμα και τα όργανα του μωρού. Και ο μπαμπάς ισχυρίζεται ότι το τάιζε και άμα θέλετε πηγαίνετε και τσεκάρετε, λέει, και τα σκουπίδια. Φαντάζομαι ότι και εκεί έχει βάλει γραφικές στροφές.
At what point, you knowing what you know today, if you could go back and reset the clock to try to prevent today, how far back do you think you would go?
I don't know because I can't tell you. You know, maybe the first mention somebody had that I respected, that she was too skinny, that she was too
How
thin.
long ago was that?
I don't know. Like I said, she's been skinny since she was born.
So how many people that you respected have told you that?
My mom and
He may not have realized it, but Welch has just admitted that multiple trustworthy people had told him that there was something wrong with his daughter. He had knowledge that there was a problem and chose to ignore it.
my mom.
How was your dad? You probably figured dad's just back in your mom's place?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, today, at what point today did you and or Tatiana think, this doesn't look good? The size of her, all of this doesn't look good.
Today?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of like woke up and she was dead, so.
No, but I mean after that, when you were thinking that this is like, as far as it doesn't look good that we didn't get her the medical treatment or whatever. At what point today did you think that?
I don't know. I guess I haven't really worried about it too much.
Did mom feel concerned because of she knew the weight was so low, or what was your discussion like with her about that?
Yeah, she just mentioned that she's skinny.
Okay.
But you know, the thing is that it's like, yeah, she was skinny, but that would be like the only thing.
Λέει συνέχεια τη λέξη, ήταν skinny. Που skinny, λες κάποιος, ρε παιδάκι μου, είναι αδύνατος. Αλλά έτσι όπως το περιέγραψε ο αστυνομικός με τον μπλε, δεν το λες skinny, δεν το λες αδύνατο. Το λες ένα βήμα όχι πριν το πέθανε το παιδάκι. Δηλαδή, το λέει με τόση ευκολία, ήταν αδύνατο. Wow.
It's like, okay, she's not skinny and then she'd be fat. And it's just like, you know, everybody's always got something to nitpick about a baby kind of thing.
No, you're right about that. But Seth, there is a difference, and I have pictures. There is a difference between and Mary.
No, I know, she was thin.
No, it wasn't thin.
Yes, sir, I know. I picked her up. I know how skinny she was. It used to hurt. What am I going to do? Like inject her with liposuction? And what are the doctors going to do?
But, because here's the thing.
There's more. You know what the leading cause of death in this country is, don't you?
Well,
yeah, it's medical malpractice.
It is. I'll give you that.
It's more dangerous. It's more dangerous to take your kid to the doctor than only.
That's not what most people think. Most people think it's cops, but.
I get what you're saying.
So there you go.
No, I get what you're saying, because there's some stats that go along with some of this. But here's what I'm saying, though, is on this case, when we know, because I know you guys are doing what you're saying you're doing. I know you're feeding them protein. We can see it. We're not dumb either. We can look around the house like, these guys are piling food in this girl. So when that's not working, then we know there's something. There's Crohn's disease, there's diabetes. There is a disease that has to be, that's not allowing this girl to absorb the nutrients for these foods, and you know that.
Yeah, you're correct. I do know that. I guess I never thought of it. Where there's no family history. Like I said, recently, regardless of what the pictures show, you know, people who've been around her for 10 months, you know, commented. We all noticed that she was getting bigger. So I was just like, oh, finally, okay, we're through that stage. I was worried for a little bit there, but she's putting on the weight now. You know, she's clearly getting heavier. So I kind of thought we were through it.
Let me ask you an honest an honest answer. Do you feel responsible in any way for what happened today?
Τον ρωτάει, νιώθεις υπεύθυνος για το τι έγινε με το παιδί? Και απαντάει,
I feel like that's a bit of a trap question, but
No, or do you just
straight honest.
or do you think it's just God's will?
Well, just because it might be God's will doesn't mean that there's not that it's not His will according to our actions.
και απαντάει ότι είναι trick question και το ότι ο Θεός είναι απόφαση του Θεού, αλλά μπορεί να οφείλεται και κάπως λίγο στις πράξεις μας.
Or it doesn't mean that we're not responsible in some way for what has come about. And so I take responsibility on myself for anything that goes wrong in my life at all. Even if it's totally not my fault, what could I have done? I'm sure you've had something like that in Marine Corps, where it's just like, you're not always in control of everything, but take care of what's on your end to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And
you gotta watch your six.
Yeah, so, for me, do I take some responsibility? Oh yeah, I'll never forget it. And I thought there would be like 30 minutes where if Tatiana carries this baby to term and you guys let us keep it, I doubt there'll be 30 minutes where there's not somebody checking through the people with a light on in the room.
How did that hole get in the door again?
About 5 years ago when I styled myself a patriot and a gun nut and all that good stuff, all that.
You or Tatiana or your mother and father back at the house, did anybody talk about funeral arrangements, what funeral home you would like her to go to, or?
Yeah, we kind of touch and go dealt with it.
Okay.
Something you guys gotta start thinking about.
Yeah, I think I can't just like bury her under an apple tree or something like that. No.
Callously Welsh app.
Όταν πήγε η μάνα του και ο πατέρας στο σπίτι, αφού του έχουν βρει το παιδί νεκρό, συζητήσαν και καλά για γραφείο κηδιών, γιατί και καλά δεν θα μπορούσε να το θάψει στην αυλή κάτω από καμιά μιλιά. Και καλά λέει για να αποφύγει να πληρώσει.
Asks whether or not he can just bury his daughter under a tree in an obvious attempt to avoid funeral costs.
You have to ask them. We don't know all the rules of burying and stuff. I don't know, maybe you can get a permit to do something like that.
Yeah, or you gotta Google it maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea. But you can't just bury her under, like, without getting some kind of process as far as we know, so.
Yeah, my mom said she knows people, so she'd do it.
The other difficult thing here is, and I know you're not gonna be happy with it, okay? But I need to collect your phone as evidence as part of this investigation, okay? One of the things, is there a passcode on your phone? No? Okay. There's two ways that I can go about getting into your phone, okay? I have a form either in here, and if I don't, I can run down the hall.
Ωραίος πατέρας, αλλά θα προσπαθήσω τώρα να βρω και το βίντεο που τους λένε την ποινή για να δείτε και την αντίδραση του πατέρα και της μητέρας, γιατί είναι και η μητέρα μας. Βρήκα και το βίντεο με το δικαστήριο. Μικρό είναι, τελειώσαμε. Και καλά τους ανακοινώνεται την ποινή τους.
This is Seth Welch and
Και αυτή είναι η Τατιάνα.
Tatiana Fusari, a religious farming couple living in Cedar Springs, Michigan, and they are charged with murder of their 10-month-old girl, Mary Welch. Reportedly, they told police they noticed the baby was skinny and underweight, but did not seek medical attention because of their religious beliefs and mistrust of medicine and the government. This is the 911 call of the father.
Λέει και το τηλέφωνο, γιατί εκεί ηχογραφούν και όταν μπαίνει στην αστυνομία, ηχογραφούν το τηλεφώνημα και το παίζουν στο δικαστήριο. Και μετά, να το στο YouTube.
When he reportedly found his child dead.
How long ago did you find this child?
It's about an hour and a half. Was waiting. I called my lawyer first thing to ask, what's the next thing I could do.
So you found the child an hour and a half ago?
Yeah.
And called your lawyer first, correct?
Yeah.
Και στο τηλέφωνο που πήρε την αστυνομία είπε, ναι, βρήκα το παιδί μου πριν 1,5 ώρα, αλλά προτίμησα να πάρω τηλέφωνο το δικηγόρο μου.
Okay. When was the last time you had contact with the child?
Last night, yesterday afternoon, about 3 p.m. She goes to bed, and that was that.
Okay, so you put her to bed yesterday at 3 p.m.?
Yeah, and then this morning at
PM. Αποκλείεται. Και έβαλαν το παιδί την προηγούμενη μέρα 3 η ώρα το μεσημέρι. PM είναι μεσημέρι. Το βάλανε για ύπνο 10 μηνών παιδάκι και το τσεκάρανε την επόμενη μέρα το πρωί στις 10, ήταν νεκρό.
So you're saying it is normal for your children to sleep from around 3 p.m. till 10 a.m.?
usually about 9:30, yeah.
And you said when you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right?
Yes.
And that's when you consulted with a lawyer?
Yep.
Do you believe she was beyond help already?
Oh, yeah. She was dead at the door now.
Η τηλεφωνήτρια, ο τηλεφωνητής μάλλον, το ρωτάει και καλά και επαναλαμβάνει και του λέει σε μια φάση κάνατε κάτι στο παιδί ή ήταν ήδη νεκρό. Λέει ναι, ήταν ήδη νεκρό σαν doornail. Καρφί που βάζει στην πόρτα.
Soon after, the autopsy revealed that the cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration due to neglect by the adult caregivers. And this is the moment they realize they will be spending the rest of their life behind bars.
Από πείνα και από δίψα πήγε το παιδάκι. Και τι να πεις, αλλά τουλάχιστον αυτή η φάτσα που τώρα θα δεις, το ευχαριστιέσαι με την έκπληξη, με την έκπληξη στο πρόσωπό του, θα το ευχαριστηθείς.
that you're both charged with what they call felony murder while in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of child abuse in the first degree. They're alleging that you murdered one Mary Welch.
Και καλά πάτε, θα κατηγορήσετε για φόνο, δεν ξέρω όλα τα δικαστικά πώς μεταφράζονται, ούτε καν στα ελληνικά δεν ξέρω. Αλλά φόνο πρώτου βαθμού να υποθέσω.
That is a charge called homicide felony murder. It is life.
Δολοφονία και είναι, η ποινή είναι life, ισόβια, χωρίς το δικαίωμα να πάρεις αναστολή.
Without parole. It requires a DNA sample to be taken upon arrest, which is often like a cotton swab or in the inside of your cheek. The second offense that you're both charged with is called child abuse in the first degree, where they're alleging you knowingly or intentionally caused serious physical harm to a child. They're talking about this Mary Welch. It is a felony, possible penalty of up to life imprisonment or any term of years less than life.
Ο τύπος δεν το πίστευε. Δεν πίστευε ότι θα πάει φυλακή. Δεν πίστευε ότι θα πάει φυλακή επειδή δεν τάισε. Δεν έδωσε νερό στο παιδί του 10 μήνες. Και δεν πίστευε ότι θα πάει φυλακή. Και για αυτή την έκφραση. Παναγία, Παναγία. Τέλος πάντων. Εύχομαι πατεράδες σαν κι αυτόν να πάνε φυλακή και να μείνουν εκεί. Γιατί τουλάχιστον, δεν ξέρω πώς λειτουργεί, αλλά από ό,τι άκουσα, αυτός πάει φυλακή για όλη του τη ζωή χωρίς να έχει το δικαίωμα να κάνει έφεση. Και ελπίζουμε ότι θα μείνει εκεί. Έτσι ελπίζουμε και για πολλούς άλλους, εδώ πιο κοντά σε εμάς. Αυτά από μένα. Ευχαριστώ με τόλες. Ευχαριστώ άμα έμεινες. Κάνε ένα like, γιατί θα ήθελα να κάνω και άλλα τέτοια. Έχω νευριάσει. Γεια!